to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in.
We can finally start 2026 season, Andy.
Thank goodness for that.
Oh, my goodness. Put a bow on Mike Wright's season, and let's just...
The year of Mike.
It's over.
It is finished.
It is in the rearview mirror, but it did...
And you will never take it away from me.
Nor forget it.
I mean, welcome in one and all. The Super Bowl is over, and just like Mike said at the top of the year, Ken Walker will be the Super Bowl MVP.
When I started the season with fantasy MVP, what I meant was Super Bowl MVP.
Was in your fantasy season.
He will not help you very much.
But he will be the MVP.
But he will be immortalized.
Unbelievable.
Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
And we all watched the game together at Jason's house. And you knew from the jump what Mike was going to be rooting for, which is one thing.
Yeah.
Ken Walker MVP.
Two. I would have taken a Hendo, but I knew he was not going to.
Well, and there was work. You can't. Sometimes on the year of Mike, you would think everything you want could come true at.
No, that's not how it happens.
But when some things are, they go against each other, like Hendo and Walker can't both do it.
Right.
So Ken Walker ends up the MVP. This was not an exciting ball game.
Oh, this game. Look, I got some flack and some support. It's what happens every time you say anything wise. But the whole defense. Look, defense is not as fun to watch as offense. That is an objective fact. I'm not saying that defense can't be great or can't be fun to watch, but nobody out there is rooting for a 3-0 ball game. No one ever. That's just not why we watch football. And so, most of this game was pretty boring. It was two great defenses.
Yeah, it wasn't a Super Bowl. It was a regular bowl.
Yeah.
An ordinary bowl.
Yeah, it was a bad bowl.
An average bowl. But, look, it was just domination. And, look, got a lot of flack criticizing the schedule for New England.
Yeah.
Didn't look like they belonged. Frankly, their defense played great.
Their defense was awesome.
Drake May had the worst 3-game run of the playoffs that we've seen in ever. Ever.
I genuinely believe that his shoulder is injured. I mean, they said he took the shot pregame. That's going to be like an AC joint sprain. So he's injured. Now, presumably he got injured the last game, so that doesn't excuse all three of those games, although he was up against really good defenses throughout the process.
But a blizzard.
All of his throws this game were just behind the wide receiver. Every throw was just off the mark.
That's where it's like, man, the injury has to be worse than we thought, because that, even with schedule and strength of defenses and everything, Drake May was really accurate.
Yeah, his ball placement this year has been great.
It was awesome, and he was not hitting on all cylinders, and so that part's a little bit disappointing. But
Kenneth Walker,
everybody,
27 for 135.
Yeah.
The Seahawks will have, for fantasy purposes, there will be some big time decisions to make for them this offseason. JSN up for an extension. I think Witherspoon. I think Kobe Bryant. I think obviously Ken Walker's a free agent. They will need to spend some money to stay.
I believe they have the
on top.
sixth most projected cap space. So Schneider over there
good timing.
Is doing excellent work. The only general manager now to build two different Super Bowl champions that shared no players and no coaches. I mean, that's an amazing job. And should I have to flee the Arizona Cardinals?
Oh, are you considering it now?
They're up for consideration.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll have to. It is a special weekend.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, you're not the only one that gets Lady Gaga. We got her too.
The UDK pre-order sale available right now, ultimatedraftkit.com.
It was very expensive.
Yeah. Good job, Gaga.
Yeah, that was.
That's what I call it.
You just
Right.
call her Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lady G or something
No,
like that.
no. We're closer than that.
Okay.
Gaga. Goo goo.
Those of you. The entire Deucer's Alley that's the loudest I've ever heard.
I'm in off-season mode.
No, we all are. We all.
Yeah.
We're still doing a show, but man, we are in off-season mode. We'll have the free agency and the draft and all that stuff is on the way. But brand new Ultimate Draft Kit app, right? The Dynasty Pass and all of our Dynasty startup rankings and team opportunity charts and all of that early access stuff available at ultimatedraftkit.com.
They are alive.
If you pick it up before March 1st, you will be entered to win a Listener League spot to play with us. It is the lowest price you can get on the UDK or UDK Plus. And then if you're an Ultimate Foot Clan supporter, you didn't have to do nothing.
Mm-hmm. And you're still
had
in
to
the
log in.
Well, yeah, you should log in.
And,
but you're
update the app.
in the contest for the Listener League automatically forever every time we have one.
Yeah. So ultimatedraftkit.com if you want to grab that. That's where you can go. Anything else from the big game you guys want to talk about? Obviously,
I mean, Charbonnet being injured was pretty good news for Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
That finally let the team say, hey, Ken Walker, what happens if we give you 27 carries? Oh, good things, and you win a Super Bowl MVP. There was Andy wasn't joking. Towards the second half of the game, there was only, at that point, when it kind of looked like, okay, this is going to be the Seahawks, we just got to let it play out. The only thing anybody is watching for is can Ken Walker get Super Bowl MVP? Darnold throws a touchdown, and you're all upset because now Darnold's got one.
Yeah, we got pretty. I mean me. I got pretty nervous that it's like, okay,
but then
maybe you give it to Darnold, but he's completed 50% of his passes
in the fourth. When Kenneth Walker rips off that 50-yard touchdown run.
Oh, man.
And you're, like, celebrating, and it's like – I mean, at that point, it's over. 200 all-purpose yards, one of the only 2 touchdowns in the game, and then it got called back on a flag. So then the game is over. We're just waiting, and you see him standing back on the stage, and you're like, he wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be there if he's not the MVP. That was just fun time.
Talk to me about Kenneth Walker – instant reaction for fantasy 2026.
I mean,
Charbonnet's injury is significant. He's a part of the committee, but won't probably be full strength by the start of the season. If Walker's under contract for Seattle, which I think is a possibility, you talked about the cap space. He said he wants to be there. Did this playoff run, the injury to Charbonnet, change the entire landscape for how he's going to be drafted?
I mean, you'll have a new OC.
Yeah, Clint Kubiak officially taking the job with the Raiders.
Which, I mean, there's no way they put Genty in something like that, right?
A committee?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't like Walker was always there was always other running backs up there for Walker, but he was, I mean, this was his like lowest rushing share, and for him, he'll have to decide money, number one, money talks, but let's say money is all pretty relative and the same. Does Walker want to be in a timeshare, or will they tell him, hey, if you come back for this money, we're not going to do what we did last year and keep pulling you off the field for touchdowns? Because guys want yards, but players want to score. Offensive players want touchdowns.
Kenneth Walker,
and
if he's given equal money everywhere, and he knows he's going to be in a timeshare in Seattle, he will still come back. They just won a Super Bowl. This is his home. That's where he wants to go. The only way he leaves Seattle is someone pays a lot of money, which he very well might have just earned that payday from someone.
The ask just went up.
This is a very down rookie draft class for running backs so far of what I've seen from pundits, my scouting. There's like only 2 running backs I really like. Last year was like chock full of great rookie running backs. This year, it's a weaker draft class, which means these free agents are going to have heavier bidding when free agency opens here in a month. And because GMs can't just look to the draft and say, I'll take one of these 10, 12 guys that I like in the draft.
There's only a handful of players that are true, obvious, only show in town running backs. I mean, the Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, like most running backs are in some sort of committee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Walker is in the tier of Saquon. I don't think a team is going to pay him like that. So I think he's going to run the risk of, I mean, Bijan Robinson spent time in a pretty heavy Tyler Algier committee. If you have a player that you have confidence in, like they do with Charbonnet, that's going to happen. And you got to remember going into the year, the context for Ken Walker, multiple seasons of constantly being banged up and injured. He avoided that this year. You're like, oh my gosh, maybe it's because they gave him a bunch of time off the field.
Maybe.
You know, it's like
they're certainly not going to. They're certainly not
Yes.
going to try to change things after winning the Super Bowl in a wholesale fashion.
I mean, last night Helani was on the field plenty of times, much to Mike's chagrin.
Yeah,
just
I'm shocked looking at the box score of Helani had 3 touches. I felt like he was out there way more than that, but it maybe it's my paranoia. But for the timeshare, it just comes down to will Walker get the high value touches, and I mean I feel like if he goes back, that eventually it will still. I think they'll fall back into the old habit of giving. They're like, Sharps is bigger. We need the bigger guy at the goal line.
There's not that many teams that you could say are going to go out, spend the money on Walker, and bring him in to be the main guy. There just aren't that many teams with those kind of opportunities. You know, you could look at maybe, is New Orleans going to move on from Kamara at some point? I don't know.
Right.
You've got Washington, we know, has a hole there.
We just need 65%.
I mean, I'm looking at these teams. There's just not a lot of those opportunities out there. And Seattle's, they won it all. They'll bring them back, I think. I think they'll bring them back. Final week of fantasy face-off. Just giving you the rundown of the way the season ended up. In our final Super Bowl fantasy face-off, Mike ended up losing.
Yeah, I did over on Prize Picks, but I did what I had to do, America.
Yeah, you said that you took
because I took the less on Walker's rushing yards. One, because I thought the number of getting to the almost 80 rushing yards. I was like, that the Patriots defense is,
can't doubt my guy, Mike.
They're very, very good. But it was simply I sacrificed myself clearly so that Kenneth Walker could be the MVP.
Yeah, and you did a great job at that.
Mine went pretty well. I had JSN less than 91.5 receiving yards. That was great. Kenneth Walker over 3.5 targets. That was great.
One overthrow from not looking very good, though.
Yeah, and then what's crazy
quarter.
though, I knew Hunter Henry. I had him at 5 targets. It was the line, and he hit 5 targets, so I knew that one would wash.
Right.
So I was curious how much cash I won because my other one was less yardage on Drake May.
Right. You mean
I went this morning
300 yards?
It was like, wait a minute. Wait, because halfway through that game, 3/4 through the game, I mean, Drake May's done nothing.
Are you sure?
Wait, he threw for 295 yards?
He had 56 yards in the third quarter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't count the garbage time in my mind.
Yeah.
But I was
It
blown
adds
away
up.
I went to 2 of 4.
Yeah, I was 2 of 4 as well, Mike. I think you were 1 of 4.
Yeah,
the official
tough.
shame counts for 2025. I was shamed 8 times.
Congratulations, you are the winner.
Jason 5 times, Mike 6 times, including the Super Bowl. I guess the
Deucers
were
won.
shamed 1 time.
Yeah.
Week 12. So the way the season started, I was feeling good. Mike was 3 out of the first 4.
Yeah, well, I hadn't engaged the year yet.
But then I went on a heck of a run, boys.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, I took time off as well. I need to fix the middle of the season. But, remember hashtag triple gobble? Those guys. All right, let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league.
He's back.
Oh, man.
All crazy eyes.
The OG B-hole.
After
The OG B-hole indeed.
the OGBH. That would be Adam Gase. He is back in the NFL after a 5-year hiatus. Oh, it just feels like yesterday he was the OGB hole.
Yes.
Coming back to the Chargers to be an assistant focused on the passing game.
Okay.
All right.
As
long as the plays are being called by Mike McDaniel.
And normally it's other reporters who catch strays on this show.
Mike, you got a new favorite?
Look, it's Rappaport, but this is a tweet that Rappaport put out. Adam Gase has worked with quarterbacks such as Peyton Manning, Jay Cutler, and Sam Darnold, setting records with Manning as OC. Now he's set to work with Justin Herbert. Like, you're now giving Adam Gase credit for the time that he spent working with Sam Darnold?
It didn't
go well. Sam Darnold was a catastrophic bust of a pick.
Yeah,
and now you're just going to Super Bowl
Zach
champ.
Wilson. Don't forget Zach Wilson.
I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? That's nonsense.
We're just tweeting. We're just
He worked
tweeting
with him.
Just tweeting away,
He
man.
almost ruined the man's career.
Yeah, he's back.
Like he had to
back.
go to hell and back and reform everything.
It's funny listening to Darnold talk about what happened for him in his career. He said, he got off to a tough start.
Do you think?
And he said it wasn't until he got to San Francisco for a year and worked with Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan that he figured it out. He gave them tons of credit, basically saying Shanahan.
Yeah, but he brought up Gase and how influential he was.
He was influential in the other way. It was
I haven't
like
seen this one, so he was giving credit to Shanahan.
Yeah, basically, quarterbacks need to be well coached when they come out of college. They're
Just ask Caleb Williams.
Yeah, they need to be. There are good ones and bad ones to teach them, or to just assume, oh yeah, okay, you know what you need to do, go be a star. And obviously, it's just like the quarterback position. There aren't 32 guys out there that can really take these quarterbacks to the next level. But when Darnold got with Shanahan, that happened. And so
3 years in New York, 2 in Carolina, 1 year in San Francisco with Shanahan, then the great season in Minnesota, and then Seattle as a Super Bowl champion.
I wonder if teams could trade like a rental. Can I send like a draft pick? You get a second-round quarterback or a late first-round quarterback, and it's like, I'm going to trade him to the Niners.
Oh, like a
for
training?
1 year. You get him for 1 year, and we'll give you a 4th-round pick, and then we get him back. Like, you know what I mean? Just go train under Shanahan.
Like sending him to a summer camp?
Yeah, exactly.
The Darnold thing is, it's insane. Like, if J.J. McCarthy doesn't tear his meniscus the rookie year.
Do we know this happen? Yeah, does any of this happen?
It's not like this.
Well, based on how JJ played, yes, it would happen.
Well, I'm saying like, but at that point now you're like, how many games played have they lost? And we're like, okay, we got to put Darnold in and just.
What you just said is that if JJ wasn't injured early enough in his rookie year,
right,
that this year the Vikings would have won the championship,
quite
because the second half of the year from Darnold, they'd be like, we got to sign this guy. He would be their quarterback this year.
Oh, by the way, I think Darnold's going to be their quarterback next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up. I don't think, because remember, if he failed in the playoffs, maybe he wouldn't be.
Yeah,
he did all right.
And it is official now. Geno Smith went from the first place Super Bowl champion team to the first pick in the NFL draft team. Good job, Geno.
And lost a starting opportunity. Now it'll go to Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza. Mendoza will be the number 1 pick. It is Kubiak, masterful job. Bowers, Genty, Mendoza. That's fun. Doesn't sound like Max Crosby wants to hang around, but we'll see.
It's really cool. I know that Kenneth Walker was in a timeshare, and we don't necessarily love that, but I don't know that that's a Cubes thing versus more of a philosophy of the head coach. Cubes has a great run system, and so Genty now with Kubiak coming in, I'm really excited to see that.
Spend every pick you have that isn't Mendoza on the offensive line.
Yes.
You need it for Genty. You need it for Mendoza. Just solidify that. Do whatever you.
Look what the Bears did.
Yeah, what Chicago did in the offseason. That's what you got to do. That's a tough division.
Because you 2 years ago, Walker was 76% of running back attempts in games played, and he was down at 50% this year.
It's probably the fact that he couldn't stay healthy.
It's the health, man. It's the health.
And now all of a sudden he did stay healthy and was real fresh legs for the Super Bowl.
Look, Ken Walker is a very good running back, but he's also played a lot of years, and there are weaknesses in his game. And so I think that's what they loved about Sharps. Sharps was like the guy that goes in and just, yes, he's not, I know he's not explosive, and that bothers us in fantasy, but he's just like, he does the job. He knows all the rules. He
He's
gets into
he's
the
a
end
lunch
zone.
pail guy. He knows all the rules.
Yeah, I mean, like Ken Walker's biggest
He
problem.
could ref this game, man. He's so good at knowing the
I don't
rules.
know why I said that. that one sounded not correct.
I don't.
But like,
I don't think it's
Walker
not
likes the big play.
impossible. It's not impossible to me that someone pops up on the Raiders and we're like, why do they keep giving him the touchdowns?
Well, we're not gonna. I mean, is your year over with yet? I won't doubt you.
I don't
if
know.
It isn't.
I don't know.
The Cowboys are expected to place the franchise tag on George Pickens.
Is the only way forward.
I have
no
heard,
matter what.
I have heard that he. I mean, he may
Tag and trade.
It could be a tag and trade. So we'll see. Cliff Kingsbury's joining the Rams.
So smart, you wily devil. I mean,
You'll get all the credit for
Kingsbury-
McVay.
Cliff Kingsbury joining the Rams as soon as Stafford announced that he is back at the Hall of Fame, the NFL Honors event, and Cliff Kingsbury, unrelated, head coach in 2027.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's happening.
No, that the opportunities weren't. I think he would have. I think if it wasn't just like Arizona and the Raiders sitting as the final two teams with the job, he might have gotten one this year. Just he's not going back to Arizona. We know that. And then Tom Pelissero, your favorite dude, says the odds are increasing that Aaron Rodgers returns.
Oh boy.
Well, you got to come back and play a year with your
Pittsburgh.
your old coach. So
I got to look those articles back up. I just remember when that falling apart happened, the articles that were written about the Packers and just how much problems there were with McCarthy and Rodgers. I don't remember it anymore, but now it seems like it's all fine.
There was some finger pointing in the media, but I don't think that I think the length of time that they had together as quarterback and coach was maybe not so bad. We'll see. We know that McCarthy said he wants him back. So, I mean, it was one of the first things he said. What is the best scenario for your quarterback? Is it Rodgers coming back? Yep, that's the best scenario.
Because the depth chart is Mason Rudolph and Will Howard.
I think some people want to see some Will Howard out there. I don't know. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some mailbag. All right, before we get into the mailbag, just to continue the conversation there about Pittsburgh and Rodgers coming back, that's one of the toughest positions to be in as a team is when you have this really old future Hall of Famer quarterback. Like it, are they that close? You know what I mean? That's if you're not that close, you feel like you need to find your next man up.
It's probably detrimental to your franchise to bring him back.
The two quarterbacks
for
that are
year.
available on the market for a team like the Steelers, and I genuinely have a question for you guys that I think we should think through because it's Kyler and it's Tua, right? Kyler and Tua are currently not free agents, but they're available. They're not going to be the starting quarterback for their respective franchises. At least that's the expectation right now. Who is better to win a Super Bowl?
I would say if given those two options, I would trade for Mac Jones.
But Kyler and Tua.
Kyler over Tua.
I think it's Tua over Kyler.
Oh no.
I mean, other than the head injury, I mean that's the big worry there. But
and just the play deteriorated.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the running game of Kyler. If you want to call both of them insufficient pocket passers, I'll take the one that can scurry around.
I mean, one of them literally led the NFL in passing yardage a couple years ago.
Yeah, well,
so I don't think ineffective pocket passers.
And one of them is doing the Sam Darnold right now.
I mean,
for San Francisco.
Former glory is not the debate here. Both have had former glory. You're talking about two teams that want to get rid of these dudes. They know the numbers.
Yeah,
they don't go, he was the leader in the league. Why are we getting – I mean, they both suck now. That's the problem. I mean, did you watch Tua last year?
I guess not enough.
You probably threw up your dinner.
I think someone had to get this, had to fall on the sword when you're losing games and having issues.
The crappy players do.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, look, Kyler, first 3 years of the league, unbelievable seasons. It's just, golly, 809 rushing yards in a season where he threw for 4,000. What happened?
He was going to be a star.
Don't know, man.
Cowardice and Call of Duty.
Are you telling me that if you had to choose a starter for the Arizona Cardinals next year, you would choose Tua Tagovailoa, Jason Moore?
No, I wouldn't.
over Kyler?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I was specific to the Steelers. I think the Steelers have a better defense and a better franchise,
That's
and
what
I
you
think
were
that
asking.
I think they're set up better for Tua's skill set than Kyler's. But
No, you could be right there. I thought you were just talking about moving forward with those guys. Mike, we're getting into the mailbag.
All right.
We've got a ton of questions from the people. We're into the offseason, so who knows what these questions are going to be. But let's go.
Mailbag.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea if I had hit the mailbag drop yet.
Yeah.
That was a real 50-50 for me. Whether I was hitting it for a second time and was going to get lit up on the show. I'm looking over to Deucer's Alley like going, is he going to give me a look?
I saw you looking at me.
Yeah,
I had no
dude,
idea
I was
what
like-
that meant.
And then I realized it was the ad break I had hit.
I knew exactly what was happening.
You did?
And I was not going to bail you
No,
out.
I knew you weren't. I knew it. I knew there was a chance you guys were going to mock me for hitting it twice. But that's off-season mode. That's what we're in. All right. If you have a question for the show, you can always send it in to us. Go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. You can dial the voicemail hotline, 302-464-TFFB if you want to. We got a voicemail question to start us off.
What's up, ballers? With my Lions hiring a blobfish, a.k.a. Mr. Clean, do you think LaPorta, if healthy, has a sneaky shot at tight end one?
All right,
Okay, so this is in reference to Drew Petzing being the new hire for offensive coordinator for the Lions and the fact that Trey McBride just had a career season for the Blobfish.
no, I don't think that this is a – Trey McBride is not a Drew Petzing system situation.
Yeah.
Trey McBride is maybe the most dominant receiving tight end currently alive. So when you inherit a team where you've got a disappointing Marvin Harrison at the time, it wasn't Jerry Rice as the wide receiver too. It was Trey McBride as your main focal point for the offense. So yeah, you build
Did
a.
you see McBride's text to LaPorta though?
No.
The second that he got Petzing, McBride texted LaPorta and said, "You're going to love it. You're going to eat."
I'm sure some of that is true, but the target competition. I mean, you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown there. First of all, that's Trey McBride was
There's
the leader
27 more percent
Yeah.
of the targets.
Trey McBride was the target leader for the Cardinals by a wide margin. That's not even in the realm of possibility for LaPorta.
The thing that I would counterpoint you with, just for the sake of conversation, is that Sam LaPorta was the number one overall tight end before, and it wasn't on targets. It wasn't getting targets like McBride. It was on touchdowns. He had 10 touchdowns in his rookie season, ended up number one at the position. He does have double-digit touchdown upside. He did say sneaky shot at tight end one. It's not going to be likely when competing with the high target guys, but if you told me next year Sam LaPorta scores 13 times or something, that's not outside the realm of possibility.
Certainly. I mean, the offense and being able to score touchdowns, LaPorta is a very good player. I guess I'm just saying I don't believe that it is simply a scheme fit from Petzing. I don't think Petzing is going to come over and do what he did with the Cardinals scheme with the Lions scheme. The Lions are a run-first team with Amon-Ra St. Brown as the possession receiver. That's not going to wholesale change. Obviously, the touchdowns could be there.
All right, we'll go on to another question here from YouTube. Hey, ballers, love the show. What is your guys' temperature check on tight end Oronde Gadsden? Is that the nickname?
Ariana Grande Gadsden.
What is the temp check on Gadsden? I think it is I would say that it's an interesting player to talk about. I'll put it there.
Yeah, especially for dynasty leagues. 22 years old, had a stretch run as a rookie where he, in a 4-game stretch, he had 377 receiving yards, which would be the most for any rookie in a 4-game stretch of all time.
But he had the MVP at quarterback, right?
That's right. He did have a 1-vote MVP getter. He's a fascinating conversation because he passed the film test, the eyeball test. He was so big and fast, and we all fell in love right away when it looked like a breakout was happening, and then he kind of vanished and poofed away. Now you have some injuries that caused his emergence, but is Keenan Allen back? Is Keenan Allen gone? Obviously, Quentin Johnston disappeared for a little while Gadsden was good. I don't know that there's enough similar to LaPorta. is he going to be able to be high enough in the pecking order with Ladd McConkey and
just talent? It's just talent to me. That's what you can bank on. You have a new offense with a new offensive coordinator.
McDaniel is where
you have no offensive line last year. Not a lot of what you saw on the field from that offense is going to be repeatable moving forward, I think, for Los Angeles. So that doesn't mean that Gadsden breaks out or doesn't, but I will say that what he was capable of doing in that stretch was super impressive to me. And if an offensive coordinator like McDaniel has the ability to do what he did with Darren Waller in late stages of career, to be able to use Jonnu and turn him into a superstar at the end of a season, I think McDaniels is going to look at him and say, this is a special, unique athlete I can use in some capacity.
Yeah, he really is. And I will say that even though it started with the Quentin Johnston injury in Week 6, there's always there's the opportunity that a player misses a season. And when you've got a tight end that can be that athletic and fill that void, certainly, because Week 6 he missed, and that was basically the breakout week for Gadsden, 7 receptions for 68 yards. And then the next 2 weeks, Cuge was back, but this was right off the injury. It was 7 for 164 and a touchdown and 5 for 77 and a touchdown. So if Cuge were to go down.
What a 3-game run, and then just gone.
Well, then the next game, 5 for 77. The next game after that, 5 for 68. He's really good. I don't know why it went away. I don't know if it was the offensive line injuries or.
Well, that was a lot of it. They had to play more blocking type of tight ends. I mean, my temperature is Luke room. It's like a room temperature.
Yeah, is he? He's in your dynasty pass trade away candidates.
Yeah, because I think I can sell Gadsden. Like I can make some hype and explain why it's a great opportunity, which I feel like that is. You can make it like you can sell the hype right now. I mean, it's not like overwhelming hype, but there's in dynasty people are paying attention. You can sell that as opposed to I think the chances of it truly working.
Yeah, I'm curious where you guys had him ranked. We obviously just put together our dynasty rankings for the Ultimate Draft Kit. Those are out. You can look at them. I've got my rankings pulled up in front, but I've got him as a top 12 dynasty tight end.
I'm pretty optimistic. If I had to shoot my shot, I would go get him.
Yeah, I'm more on that side.
I have him at 8.
Yeah,
he's 20. He's 22 years old, and again, we're looking through this filter of strictly the fantasy production. A lot of the times, he had that run. You remember he got banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got cold for a little while, but you have some nice games mixed in there towards the end of the season. 61 yards, 4 catches. The athleticism at 22 years old, to me, it screams weapon.
Yeah.
So I guess I lean a little bit more on the buy side, but sometimes you watch a tight end and you just make a decision. Got a couple good ones coming out in the draft this year too.
Yeah.
So we'll be having this conversation again. It should be pretty fun. All right. On the other side of Mike McDaniels, Nasty writes in and says, how far will the mighty De'Von Achane fall? 24 years old, entering the final year of his rookie contract. No more Tua Tagovailoa, no more Mike McDaniels.
All right.
Do I keep saying it?
You
like
do.
Jason
You keep.
He's got it. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
He's got it in my head.
It's Mike's McDaniel.
Right.
Okay. It's Mike's McDaniel. Thank you. It wasn't his year so much as it was your year.
Achane is a very difficult evaluation right now.
Where's his startup ranking? Where's his dynasty ranking?
We've seen enough. Achane is a difference-making running back.
He's a star.
Yes, he's a star player. But things change. When all of a sudden someone else is getting your goal line carries, or your high value.
Talking about Ollie Goal Line Jr.
Yes, these things can be changed up with a new coaching staff and new philosophy.
Where is he in your dynasty startup rankings?
I'm gonna go,
Jason, at running back.
Within the running back position, I have him as my running back 7, which is below.
You have him behind Hampton?
I have him behind Hampton. Yeah,
I have him at 4.
Yeah, he's at
that's I think where he's
at 3, but I see Hampton right there, and that's a. If I had to pick, if I'm in a startup draft, Hampton or Achane, that's brutal.
Yeah, I think this is one of the situations where my advice on Achane will be not far and ignore the noise.
Yeah,
That's
I would be
that's
letting
the
it ride.
direction I think I'm going to go with a superstar like this. He's that good, man.
He is too good to be only scheme dependent. He has established himself as the best offensive player on the Miami Dolphins. So whatever coach comes in, it doesn't matter who it is. You're going to look at your roster and say, well, who am I building around? You're going to build around Achane, period. Like, full stop. He's too good to just be like, well,
get 87 targets, 85 targets.
so that's to me, it's touchdowns. Touchdowns is the big deal. If you look at his end of season, okay, the last 3 games you had no Tua. That was when Tua got benched, and he was still very good, but he didn't get any touchdowns during that stretch. You're talking about running back 13, 15, 18. If you're the running back 13, 15, 18 every single week, you're having a great season, but you're not a difference maker. The games before that, when he was with Tua, he was the running back 2, 7, 4, 8. It was, he was more of a top-end, high production guy, getting touchdowns as well as yardage and passes. So will he be super involved? Yes. Is he extremely talented and will score a ton of fantasy points? Yes. Will, without Tua and a new system in what looks to be kind of a rebuilding year for the Dolphins, will he be able to be like a top 4 running back in fantasy? I'm doubtful. And then what happens at that point?
Yeah, I mean,
as a free agent, where does he go?
He is the most consistent running back in football from 100% of his games.
He's
an A this year. And the team sucked most of the season. The nice thing about him, what box do you want to check with a running back? Like,
pass catching.
Yeah, can he catch the ball? Can he catch the ball? Can he break a long touchdown? Oh,
Yeah.
Just all the time. Just all of the time. This was somebody people really, really doubted drafting highly in drafts going into this year and whether it was going to work. So it'll be interesting. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be right now. Is it going to be Quinn Ewers? I don't know if that's where they're going moving forward. Which teams are tanking for Arch?
Yeah, and who do you bring in? Do you roll with Ewers? Do you bring in a bridge quarterback and it's a mobile guy? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, crap, is Achane going to get 40 to 50 targets? It's a big deal.
To expand the conversation, you look at the dynasty startup rankings at running back, right? And the 3 I have ahead of him, Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, right? But you look behind, and you have question marks for a lot of those guys, right? Like Jonathan Taylor in a dynasty is 3 years older than De'Von Achane without a quarterback. And we don't like Jonathan Taylor without a quarterback right now. We'll see. He was a lot different player when Daniel Jones was quarterback.
Yep.
So and in Hampton, like, is the sample size big enough for you? They're not that. I mean, I know he's younger than Achane, but it's a year and a half, whatever. It's like, is that a difference maker enough for you to take him over Achane and hope that he is what we think he is? A lot of good questions. Travion's in that same discussion. What the heck is Bucky Irving? 23 years old. Quinshon Judkins, monster, 22 years old. I think dynasty running backs is a pretty fun area, fun discussion. As long as I'm right about everything so that my teams are good. That's the important part.
It's a fantasy running back, man. It changes so rapidly.
Which is ironically,
yeah.
that's where age versus contract, you talk about the 2 years difference in Hampton
stable
versus,
position in Los Angeles for him.
So it's one of those, like, you're only 2 years younger or older, but how many years do you have left on your current contract? Like Jonathan Taylor just got a big new contract, so that's helpful when you're 27. You have fewer worries.
Achane end up with a big contract in Miami because he
will end up with a big contract somewhere.
Like, to me, this is like
Miami. I don't know. I don't think so.
What's Gibbs' contract situation?
He's got to be up for it.
I mean, him and Achane are probably both up for it this year, right?
Yeah, Gibbs. Yeah, both. Gibbs is going into year 4, so he'll have his 5th-year option will get picked up. But this is about when you start rewarding players.
All right,
elite players, anyways.
Let's take a quick break. Come back with some more questions.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And we're talking all your favorite sports: basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. And now Prize Picks has early payouts if your player gets off to a hot start. You might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes, and all withdrawals are fast and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
From the website, Brad in Mesa, Arizona, on the Andy side of the desk, what is up with Newman's glasses?
What is up with Newman's head?
Oh, no, Newman!
Newman is decapitated
Newman!
by Andy.
So,
Well, the ground did that part.
So-
Oh, that's true.
Spitballers episode that released yesterday, we had some debates where I was exceptionally accurate and right about them, and these guys were buffoons, and it was all about ice cream. And I got a little out of control, and I may have knocked him off the desk. I don't know what's happened with his glasses. Those are long gone, I think.
He can't see anything right now.
No. But that's what happened. No, all
And
right.
it happened because Andy doesn't really know anything about Mexicans.
Yes,
So-
that's true.
I'll just let people go find out why you said that. Noah from Instagram, Brian Thomas Jr. or Marvin Harrison Jr. next year.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that stinky, nasty stuff.
Do you imagine? I mean, that combo for a dynasty team. You thought you were set for 10, you thought you were set for 10, 15 years.
You were with the Eagles, bro. You were soaring.
And now you're like, ooh, no.
What?
You have to
What a
go. You have to go one of them, right?
That's because okay, Lawrence and the offense. That's who I'd prefer to bet on. The Liam Cohen Duval system seems to be very good for fantasy football, except he was in it this year while everyone was having success around him.
What I was going to say is you have to go Marv. That's what I thought I was going to say out loud, but I don't know if that's the right answer. But that's how I want to answer
I'm
it.
going Brian Thomas.
I've got Marv.
I want to make sure my ranks.
I've got Marv quite a few spots ahead of Brian Thomas. Marvin Harrison.
Oh, they're back to back. I just got to flip one spot, guys.
I think it's
Shoot, I got Brian Thomas Jr. 2 spots ahead.
a little bit more of an easy Marvin Harrison.
Can I make them both lower?
Oh yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. played the whole season and didn't do hardly anything other than drop a ton of targets early in the year, and then
Let me show you this Marv guy.
and then get usurped, by Parker Washington, and the system. Marvin Harrison got injured, tried to play through it, couldn't, then missed a chunk of the season. In his sophomore year, I feel like Marvin Harrison is maybe a good trade for Target because people are viewing him as a bust. And I don't think
correct.
Yeah, and I don't think he is. I don't think he has established.
We already know one of Jason's my guys.
So
I don't think he has established himself as a bust.
let me give you funny numbers, okay?
They better make me laugh.
Yeah,
So Marv missed 4 games.
not funny.
Yeah, not funny.
Brian Thomas Jr. missed 3. BTJ ended 48 for 707. Marv ended 41 for 608.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of. So
couple of farts.
yeah, I mean it was bad, but from the injury,
How about before the injury? He was on pace for 990, 64 for 990. All right.
before the injury.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got 10 more yards and hit 1,000, would you say
No, 1,000's not that
Who's
impressive.
playing? Just to dumb everything down in the new Arizona offense. Who's Puka?
I mean, look, who's Michael Wilson?
Between Marv
I
and
think
Michael.
you're asking the same question?
Yes, but I asked it first.
I think you are asking that right question. And I think to me, it's Michael Wilson is much more of a threat right now. Could Marv become that? Does Marv getting the clean slate? Because this is one of two directions for Marv this year. There's either year 3 he figures it out and it works and you've got a better coordinator and then his dad and everybody can say, look, this was the problem. It wasn't my son. The other option is they're getting the stamp and they're hitting the pad and they're putting bust down on the piece of paper. You go 3 years, drafted in the top 5?
Brian Thomas has at least done it. So
Yep.
I would go that direction.
Dude, I don't like this.
I want in-season back.
I
Give
feel
me
like
an
this
in-season
question was written by Mike. Instagram question from T.Y. How many championships total for each person on the pod?
Oh, I did not ask this question.
So
let's just do the most important league. League of record.
Oh, sure.
Just say-
I have 4.
In that league, 4-3-2.
Yeah.
Andy is the 3. I am the 2.
4-3-2.
4 is the most of.
If you
in
go
league history,
to our dynasty league, it's 2-2-2, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woof. And Al's got one back there. Oh no, Josh, you have. Are you 1 league of record or 2?
Let's go Deucers out.
1 on league and 1 in Dyno.
All right.
And if you go to Dino Jr., then Mike and I dominate that with our 3 in a row.
This question is stupid. It won't make you laugh. It'll make you cry. New Wallace, would you ever let the Falcon host?
Wow. Oh.
Would you ever drink poison?
Oh, my gosh. Would we let the house?
Would you ever make a reclining chair out of cactus?
I mean, host what?
The show?
No, don't start that
Okay,
high.
hold on. All right, go to the Deucer Cam. Matt, Marvin Harrison Jr. or Brian Thomas Jr. in a dynasty league. Which one do you want and why?
Marv. And I don't know why exactly, but I'd probably just go draft capital.
Okay. Perfect, Mike. Excellent work.
We
Mike.
have answered your question.
That was outstanding. That was outstanding. Amazing. All right.
At least we didn't get a bleh.
E. Salazar wants to.
Did Marv play it?
I thought for a second. I thought for a second he said Marvin Harrison and just didn't answer anything beyond that. And I think he honestly forgot and then heard the follow-up question in his mind of like, and why?
He's getting married pretty soon. I am worried about him up on that altar.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're not doing your own vows, right? You just have to say I
No,
do.
you've got the.
I do, bleh.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
We got to make sure there's a good film crew there. There's going to be some special
put the
crash
pressure on.
outs.
Prediction for the number 1 overall pick next year. E. Salazar writes in number 1 overall fantasy pick.
Bijan.
Yeah. I'll say that I don't have any problem with people taking
One of the 3 wide receivers.
correct one of the 3 wide receivers, which would be Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua,
And JSN.
and JSN. Scott writes in, do you think the retreading of NFL coaches is caused by the lack of a desire and talent of college coaches wanting to go to the NFL? Life's all right as a college coach. I'm going to say that right now. You can get paid some big money.
I don't think it's that.
It's a different game.
It's much different. Your skills and talents and abilities. I mean, you got to be able to you got to be able to recruit players in college. I don't think it is that. It's a really, really hard, demanding job, and you are publicly scrutinized. You're rewarded handsomely with money, but you're in the public eye, and you more often than not just have everyone telling you how much they hate you and how bad you are at your job.
Which job? The college one or the pro one?
The pro one.
Oh, okay. I mean, coaching in general is just the craziest career. It just is. Like all jobs, all coaches they get fired. That's just part. If part of your job is to regularly move on, you either get fired or move on. There's not like a permanence to any of it. It's a hard life to have a family with.
Right.
You're moving around the country all the time, raising your kids in different cities and getting run out of town and getting things written about your dad in the newspaper.
And even
It's
if you're
just
not
a wild job.
even if you're not a head coach. I mean,
Yes.
let's say you're an assistant. Okay, you're good. Well, then you move on and up. So maybe you move teams. Let's say you're fine. You're not bad. You're not going to get fired. The head coach is going to get fired. What happens when he gets fired?
Yeah,
you're gone.
The staff is gone.
Yeah, it's just that is a yuck job.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
I would personally, if I could choose, I would choose to be the owner of the franchise.
It's the kind of job, coaching, where you could win, like, I don't know, 6 Super Bowls and not even make the Hall of Fame. Not even get the respect of the Hall of Fame. That is going to do it. UltimateDraftKit.com for the pre-order right here, right now. Go over there. You can access the Dynasty Pass in the app immediately. So you'll want to check that out. Thanks for joining us today. We'll catch you on Thursday.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.